Be good. Hey, what's up, guys? What is going on? Welcome back. Hope y'all are doing well. Real Madrid versus Leipzig, struggling. What happened? What happened with this team, Real Madrid? They barely made it through. They barely made it through to quarterfinals. Absolutely, that first half was embarrassing. Playing Champions League, playing at home, you can't play like that being Madrid. And this is a team that's being dubbed the new Galacticos, right? If Mbappe arrives, the Galacticos, right? The new Galacticos. But I mean, it's just short of one player to be called the Galacticos. So you have a star-studded team, and you pretty much almost gave away the game. This was not good. This did not look good. Now, I kind of want to go. I'm going to go probably back and forth here, contradicting myself a lot. Where had this been, for instance, I thought as I was watching the match, had this been a Man City, Holland would have scored 5, 6, 7 goals, right? Because that guy Openda, man, you screwed up, and I'm pretty sure he's pissed off with himself. But I don't think Madrid would have played this way against Man City. And as I'm saying that, again, I'm going to contradict myself because last season, can I call it playing? Can you say that they played football? That was horrible. Come on, even Madrid fans know that. That was, and they had Benzema too to top it off. That was a bad game. I don't want to even think about that game. Mighty Madrid, playing that way. Man City, no doubt, of course, they're not just any team, right? They are the team right now to beat. You beat Man City and you've made it, right? You've made it to the top if you could beat Man City. So I don't know. I want to say that they wouldn't play the way they played against Leipzig if they're playing someone like Inter Milan, Bayern Munich, Man City. But yeah, you just never know. It could be one of those nights that just things, I don't know, they're just not feeling it. They're not inspired or whatever. And yeah, never know. I like to think that wouldn't happen. This year, I don't think that would happen. So it remains to be seen. Let's see what happens when they play whoever they end up playing in the quarterfinals. Hopefully, this doesn't repeat itself again. So that first half, what was it? 2 attacks from Madrid, pretty much. I think it was the center or set piece to Vinicius, the shoulder. It wasn't even a header, the shoulder. And then the link up between Valverde and Jude. Jude got to the ball. Defender got there just in time to block it. But had that ball had made its way through, there was nobody following up. Because they just had Vinicius. There was nobody following up. There was nobody to be able to get behind that ball. And you saw Jude, he was telling them, like, yo, somebody has to be up there. Had the ball gone through, like, who would have gotten there? Nobody, So it was just a lot of possession. When I saw that formation, I'm like, okay, they're going to retain the ball. Sure. And, okay, all right, well, let's see what happens with that. And they did. They did, in fact, do that. But there was no depth, there was no penetrating, there was no danger. Like I said, just those 2 plays that I could remember off the top of my head, and that was it. That was pretty much it. Now on the other side, you had Leipzig with the amount of chances. The first one, again, Openda, Xavi Simons feeding him the ball. And what was that outside? Just the way he shot that ball just didn't look like a striker to me. And then the second one, beautiful play by Dani Olmos, getting past Mendy. And then the pass, perfect, damn near perfect pass to Openda. And again, what was this? What is this? Like, what do you call that? It was a pass. It wasn't even trying to place it to the second post. It was like a pass, and it went outside again. This guy, man, he had some chances. Openda had some chances. And this is supposedly a player. Look, I don't follow Leipzig, so I could be completely missing the mark here. This man is supposed to be 3rd highest goal scorer striker in the Bundesliga. 17 goals. Supposedly a lot of teams want him. I think he's making his way next year to the EPL. Man, not like this. You're not. I would rethink whatever team is after this guy. Rethink what you're getting, because he did not look at all like a striker. The one against Lumen, where he went around Lumen and then ended up hooking the shot in, or hooking the ball in, and Nacho ended up just passing by. That, dude, you would have scored that, everybody would have wanted you. And then the one that he ended up, I think, trapping with his chest, I think it was off of a corner kick, and ended up getting that nice little perfect bounce that we all like, in full contact. It wasn't like he scuffed it, no, full contact, and ends up hitting the outside of the goal. You had enough chances. Now, the one that I previously mentioned, the one that he got around Lunin, my take is, he could have scored. He could have shot it with his left, But I think he felt that Nacho was going to block that shot. And I do think, I mean, everything happens so fast, it's kind of hard to say. But when I see the replay, it looks like Nacho would have gotten to that shot. And that's what he was trying to do, trying to block the shot. So when he does the hook into his right foot, I thought that was brilliant. But where's the power? Where's the finesse? The ball gets away from him and Looney gets the ball. You got to make those. You got to make those. And again, he had 4 or 5 opportunities to be able to score. Everyone. I mean, so many players did. Now, I wouldn't say everyone, but a lot of players did. Xavi Simons also had a shot, which was kind of, I mean, he had time. I thought he could have taken a better shot. It was right to Lunin. I don't think it was that much of a danger. Wasn't really struggling to block the shot. Danny almost towards the end with the crossbar, that would have been sublime hitting that. And I mean, it would have been extra time, and I'm not really a fan of prolonging things. I just want things to, be compact and then right then and there. But yeah, that was another chance. They were really close. Now, the goal for Real Madrid was sensational. That link up between Jude and Vinicius, that understanding was beautiful. The little through ball, because that could have been, if there's no understanding, that could have been like just anywhere. And then Vinicius is like, why'd you pass it over there? I was going to my left. And then Vinicius with the one touch, beautiful, beautiful finish by Vinicius. Vinicius is one of the best wingers in the world at this moment. Guy is unstoppable. I mean, he can't do no wrong. But man, you got to keep that attitude of, you got to think before you act. That should have been a red card. And the ref was, I wouldn't say he had a bad, I don't think he did like that bad of a job. There was some calls that when you look at the replay, you're like, that wasn't really anywhere near goal. It wasn't like, there wasn't really any danger of somebody scoring. But that should have been, in my opinion, that should have been a red card. I mean, you're just asking for it. What are you doing, man? You go and bump him. You go and like shove him in the back when you weren't going to get to the ball at all. And then you go back to him because you just had to say something to him. And then you shove him. I mean, if that would have been in his face or in his neck, that would have been a red card. And even then, that should have been a red card. I'm sorry. That should have been a red card all day. This guy, like I said, he's one of the best wingers in the world, but he's doing this to himself. This is on him. This is on him. And I understood where that was coming from because Heinrich had him in check. I'm not going to say Heinrich had him in his pocket, or maybe you be the judge of that. But Heinrich did a really, really good job. Heinrich stopped. I mean, he put a stop to Vinicius. Vinicius couldn't do anything. He couldn't do anything. Anytime he had Heinrich in front of him, he lost the ball. And then other players, I think Orban, the goal scorer, he also was able to stop him. But Heinrich did a phenomenal job against Vinicius. And I understand that frustration. You could tell he was frustrated. I mean, he couldn't get to the ball. He couldn't, have a successful dribble. So I understood where that came from. But, dude, you got to do better than that because you're at the top. I mean, dude, like, you're one of the best. Like, stop. This team needs you. Imagine if he got red carded. What would have happened in the quarterfinals? My God. Without Vinicius. Technically, your only attacker. Rodrigo comes in the second half. Breath of fresh air. I never thought I'd say it, but I was happy to see Rodrigo come in. As soon as he came in, he had an impact. Something that they were missing. There was nobody except Vinicius, and Vinicius was just, sometimes double marked, out marked, just wasn't inspired. It wasn't his day. So it was a good thing. And I think Rodrigo's like phenomenal, and he could end up, it's funny how things work out, but like, if he plays like that, he plays just the way he plays, which again, he did make a difference when he came in. He did offer a change. There was something new and something very much needed for Madrid. If he does that for the next 10 years, I mean, Real Madrid legend. I mean, look at Lucas Vazquez, right? The kid, oh man, that kid could not play at all. I don't know how Real Madrid stuck with this kid. And now when I see him play, I mean, he's a very different player to what he was when he first started. But look, won Champions League, won La Liga, Copa del Rey. So, if he could be a legend, I mean, Rodrigo can easily be, a mega legend, right? He could be the legend. Really, really good game from Xavi Simons also. My problem with Xavi Simons is, like I said this before back in the PSG days, like, stop shoving this guy, stop trying to make him the Jaden Smith of Hollywood. I remember when Will Smith would try to, bear with me here, Will Smith would try to like push his kid into Hollywood so he could make movies, and then he made that one movie towards the end. He made several movies, but that one movie, his last movie with his dad, Tomorrow, something, I don't know, something about outer space, and he just quit acting. Obviously, Xavi Simons is not going to do that because, he needs a paycheck. What else is he going to do? He's not a trust fund kid. Let's put it this way. Xavi Simons is good enough for those teams like that. Leipzig, PSV. Not for the big teams. Not like, I think I heard the commentators say, like, oh, when he goes back to PSG, like, they're going to inherit a really good player. Yeah, but he's not for that team. That's not the kind of team. He's not for a big team. Xavi Simons, He has great work ethic. He runs after almost every ball. In this game, I didn't see him that much, and I think he's polishing that up. He's not just running just to run, which is important. He does have this enthusiasm that he wants to be part of every play. And he's very secure with the ball. At least in this game, he was very secure with the ball, passing the ball. He got through Tchouaméni twice. The first one being, I think it was Tchouaméni and Valverde. Really smart move. And then afterwards, through Cruz, passed by him, got the foul. Tchouaméni, the same thing, passed by him, got the foul. But after that, and then the shot, like I mentioned before. And that's it. He just passes. He's just secure with the ball. He offers an outlet for his teammates, which, again, for a big team, it's not enough. You have to have something special, something that you really can't teach, something that's innate, that talent that supposedly when he was in the Barca academy that he might have. When they were talking nonstop about this kid, that he might be the next Xavi, Iniesta, he doesn't have that. He's not going to have that. He's going to have the work ethic, and I think he's going to be good enough to play in these leagues, in all these leagues, and be able to compete against Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, all these, Manchester City, Liverpool. I think he does have the quality to be able to do that, to maintain and not, go down to the championship or second division or anything like that and be lost. Like, one of these stories, like whatever happened to Xavi. I don't think that'll ever happen to him because of his work ethic. But he's not this great player. Now, it could happen. It could be one of these, almost anomalies, right? That you didn't really bet anything on, and all of a sudden, just little by little, he became this big player. Kind of like what happened with the Vinicius, the Vinicius effect, as I call it. So we'll see. But in this game, good game, really good game. For me, he's made it. That's a success story. In the grand scheme of things, you made it, kid. You're balling right now. Who wouldn't want to be in his place? So really good game by him. Dani Olmo's also a really good game. What's his name? Adara, Heinrich also, good game. Schlagler, good game. They had everything. They had everything to be able to win this game, except the finish. Openda, to me, was the one that kind of screwed things up for Leipzig. Leipzig should have, but didn't advance to the quarterfinals. So there you have it. That's pretty much it. That's all I got to say about that game. Anyways, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Cheers.